Thank you. I'd like to call the September 17th Board of Education meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Westfall.
Here.
Block.
Here.
Fields.
Here.
Moore is here. Mordarski.
Here.
Morris.
Here.
And Schufelt.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Yeah, leave the next one to you, the agenda and board discussion items.
Revisions and approval of the agenda. Do we have any revisions? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Fields. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Morris. Ms. Black?
Yes.
Ms. Fields?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Medarsky?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Schufelt is a yes. Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
All right, now we're going to move on to discussion items. Taylor Public Schools Foundation for Educational Excellence. Armando Sardanapoli, and is Kim with you or just you? Okay, thanks.
Kimber's a little under the weather this evening, so she couldn't make it for the meeting this evening.
Hey.
But I have a couple of thank yous for you. One, thank you for the time on your agenda. And a special thank you. We were presented with a plaque on a meeting on Thursday from Mike. Acknowledging the work we've done for the school system. And I want to thank you for that. It's always nice to get a pat on the back for the work that you do. I had put a document on your desk here, just briefly go through a few of the things that we are planning for the school district this coming school year. We are doing our second annual Wall of Fame event. We did it for the first time last spring, where we honored John Pantalone and Lauren Rostovsky. We're going to repeat that event also in the springtime, but we're going to be starting a lot sooner. What we did last year was a late start. We didn't give out the nomination applications till January. Right now, the nomination applications are on our webpage. We'll be circulating the information about that being available to people in the community and also in our school district. We have a few fundraisers going. We've got a restaurant fundraiser, and I've got the flyers attached to the document that I left with you. We have a fundraiser going this time for the first time at Pizzapopolis. They are giving out 20% of whatever the proceeds are for the evening for food ordered minus drinks. So if you can put that on your calendar for October 3rd, we'd like to have you join us for that event. Our second fundraiser we have going, again, it's a third annual Dueling Pianos fundraiser. We've been rather successful. People are having an extremely good time at the event. Again, we're going to be repeating it. This one is on November 15th. We've been, let's say, rather successful. We've had upwards of 150 to 175 people showing up and making between $11,000 and $12,000 at the event too. So it's been a successful thing, and we're just going to keep on doing it as long as it's successful. Another means of gaining funds for us, we've been doing a payroll deduction now. It's been about 4 or 5 years. The first year we generated about $1,500 in donations. Now we're up to $5,800 annually. And at the district staff meeting, we had a table there, and actually we had another $600 donated then. So we're probably going to be well over $6,000 in donation from the staff in the district, which has been very helpful for us. So with the success of the fundraisers, we're doing even more yet as far as grants go. And again, the grants are application for grants are given to us by the teachers and also principals to help fund the things in their classroom or school that aren't funded by the district. 2 years ago, we were giving $10,000 out. Last year, we gave $19,000. As it says here, this year we're doing $25,000. We're doing $15,000 in the fall fall year. And then another 10,000 coming January for the second half of the school year. Another thing we've been doing for the last few years, we've been making presentations to staff meetings at each of the schools. We have about 4 or 5 of our board members that are giving presentations, 10 to 15 minutes, again, just to update the schools individually as to what we're doing for the district and how they might be able to help us in doing our work. One way of actually disseminating information to all the schools, we've got a champion at each school where we'll, rather than sending an email to everybody all at once, we actually send it to the champion at each school, and that person disseminates it at their staff meetings and also via email to help us promote our activities. The other thing we're trying to do for the last 2 years now, we're doing quite a bit of networking. We were a member of the local chamber. We're a member of another group called the Downriver Business Association, along with coordinating things with the band boosters. They've been doing a vendor evening, actually not evening, weekend. First one last year and actually repeating it again this year. We're gonna have a table there to help tell people about what we do for the school district. So again, we're trying to do a lot of networking. And one of the purposes of all this networking is try to attract new members to our board. I was thinking about it as I was driving here. We've actually lost 6 board members in the last 2 or 3 years and only gained 2 new ones. So we're looking for new people to really generate the interest in helping us out. So if anybody knows of anybody in the school district or friends or neighbors, please let us know and invite them to join us. And what we're doing actually to try to attract new members, we did it last year, we're continuing it again this year. We're alternating morning and evening meetings. They are the second Thursday of the month. This past Thursday was a morning meeting. Next Thursday, the next month's second Thursday will be an evening meeting and so on. So try to see if we can get working people to come and attend our meetings and help us out. The other thing as far as attending meetings, I remember a few years ago when I first joined the board, we had members of the school board that actually attended our meetings. It would be nice if one of you could attend our meeting. If we can't make the morning one, maybe the evening one. We will circulate the timing of it. Again, it's this next second Thursday is the evening meeting. It usually starts at 5:30. We actually have it here in the boardroom. Last thing I'd like to mention is a thank you to Kyle Wright. He's donated quite a bit of money to the foundation, purposely to finance 3 specific types of events that take place in the district. 2 years worth of kindergarten petting farm attendance. Also 2 years of 4th grade attendance to the University of Dearborn Environmental Center, along with 2 years of a district-wide assembly that will take place at the Early Childhood Center. Maybe somebody can explain. I didn't really get a detailed description. What is that assembly? Is that something that as a monthly thing that goes from school
I would
to school?
imagine it's like when they have an assembly of some sort at the early childhood elementary or early childhood center for the preschool kids.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it's like, I know some schools have like the wildlife come and they bring some live animals. It might be something along those lines
Oh,
is
okay.
what he's intending.
All right, thanks. Well, that's what I wanted to present to you this evening. Again, thanks for the time and thanks for the pat on the back. If anybody has any questions, please throw it at me. Otherwise, I appreciate it.
I'd just like to promote the dueling pianos. I've been several times, fun night and evening out. It's always a good time. And I certainly won't remember when your meeting is, so make sure to get an email out to the board and then those of us who can attend, no more than
Okay. All right, thank
3.
you.
Yeah, I won't remember on second Thursday, 5:30, but it'll be gone in a
We'll
few
send a
minutes.
reminder. We'll send a reminder. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Armando. Any questions from anyone?
Well, just thank you for all the good work you do.
Yes. Okay, we have the Student Bureau of Investigation, SBI Forensic Club activity accounts. Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Simmons. I'm one of the chemistry teachers over at Taylor High School. I was humbled last year where I had students come up to me and ask me at our open house my thoughts on starting a forensics club that they wanted to kind of take charge and be leaders of. And I jumped at the opportunity. We have a lot of students interested in the forensics field. I did teach forensics one of the semesters, which is where one of my students remembered me and wanted me to kind of sponsor our club. So we did get it approved. They put on an amazing presentation to our principal, and they thought it was organized and wonderful, and they approved our club. But this year we want to try and open an activities account. And so the kids were asking a lot last year about fundraising, and I was trying to figure out how everything worked. And so here I am now. So we did create this little presentation just to explain to you what our club does. So that way you have a better understanding of what we're hoping to be able to do with our account. So if you could hit the next slide, please. Okay, so I am Mrs. Sarah Simmons, the chemistry teacher. And then beneath that picture of me is Aaliyah Moore. She was one of the students of the 3 that came and wanted to be the front runner and founder of our SBI club that we named together. Continue, please. Thank you. Okay, so we are the Student Bureau of Investigation. Like I said, we were student requested, and I think that that's it fuels a good passion for the students because it was something that they wanted to create. We have discussed and analyzed case studies, and we use forensic processes to just investigate crime scenes or fake crime scenes. So they're really using critical thinking skills when we get together on Wednesday mornings. Our mission is just to get a bunch of similar like-minded students that have a similar interest in something and be able to put some of those interests and processes in motion. We like to collaborate and investigate crimes, especially some cold case ones where we put our brains together and see what we think happened. So here are the things that we'd like to work on and some ideas that we have. So we collaborate. I already told you the pretend murder mysteries. There's like boxes of those that you can purchase on Amazon or Meijer or wherever. So I've had students actually bring some in and we work through them together. We like to, this year especially, want to focus on some of the investigative processes like doing fingerprinting or handwriting analysis, things that you would learn in a forensics class, but a little in like not as formally according to a curriculum, just kind of doing it at our own pace. We like to use our critical thinking skills to solve riddles. There's a lot of like whodunit things that we kind of work on for fun. And then a lot of the students last year wanted to do fundraising because they took an interest in the Innocence Project, which is a nationwide charity about helping people that might be wrongfully convicted and going towards that fight. They also, of course, express interest in potential field trips or maybe going to an escape room, or we've also tossed around the idea of going to a crime lab if they're willing to take us in for a tour and to investigate some of what they do. So what have we done so far? So again, the cold case files, finding our own ideas, working collaboratively. We've watched interviews of detectives to see how they went about solving cases. And we actually, from our local Taylor Police Department, the crime unit there, they sent over 2 police department investigators and they talked to our students. We had a nice big kind of breakfast with them and they promoted their job, gave us an understanding of what they did. And it was really nice for my students to be able to ask questions. And a lot of them are interested in this career path. So they were able to ask questions of what they can do if this is something that they wanted to pursue. So in general, our idea is to have fun, again, to make it a little bit less of a formal curriculum and just be with people that have a similar interest and be able to learn more about this world. Teamwork, of course, everything we do is in a team and we kind of work in groups to solve these problems. We would like to donate money that we fundraise, again, towards different charities. I also like the Natalie Holloway charity. And it's something that my students seem very invested in. They tried to come up with a lot of ideas last year of what we could do. And again, careers. We had a college career fair at Taylor High School in the gym last year, and we had the FBI there, and there was the Detroit Police Department, and a lot of the students were over there taking cards. And one of the FBI gentlemen said, give me a call, message me. I'd love to come to the school and talk to your kids. So that's something that we're hoping to do this year too. And this is the picture of the SBI club with our two police department detectives that came and visited us, and they enjoyed very much the Q&A time with them. So we hope that you will allow this activities account for us to be able to explore more interest with the kids, something they're really passionate about, and the fact that it was student led. I think it just speaks to something that they're passionate about. So I just leave you with this quote from the father of forensic science, Edmund Lacard. Wherever he steps, whatever he touches, whatever he leaves, even unconsciously, will serve as a silent witness against him. It is not confused by the excitement of the moment. It is not absent because human witnesses are. So it just, again, reiterates how important it is in the forensics world to solve problems. So thank you.
Have touched base with Dr. Gill and set on the parameters and what would have to happen?
No.
To set up the account?
No.
Okay, because it would be under your jurisdiction, would it not, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so if we agreed to it, then you would
Mhm.
need to approach Dr. Hill before any of it would be set in motion.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good. Thank you.
My question, I have
Oh,
one
yeah.
question. How will you handle the money each year? Like if you have a fundraiser and you raise, say, $5,000 and you
Mhm.
go on some fundraisers, but you have X amount of dollars left. Is
Mhm.
that what you're looking to donate to a charity and then you start fresh every year? Or are you looking to have like money to like continuously roll over? Like, what does that look like?
I'm probably thinking, I mean, at this point, the rollover, because I have students in every grade, and even the ones that are seniors now that are leaving, I have the juniors upcoming that want to continue it. So the goal, I think, would be just to continue it running as we go. I'm not anticipating on having a ton of stuff and
Right.
coming in. So I would think we're probably going to spend it on, because I know we want to get club t-shirts and like I said, trying to maybe go somewhere with the kids. So I don't anticipate there being a lot of extra, but if there is, I'd like to keep it in just to roll over to the next year's students.
Any other questions?
I love this, by the way. This is awesome. That's a
Thank you
pretty
so
cool
much.
Yeah.
Thank
A
you.
lot of kids interested too,
Thank
so
you.
that's, the picture just speaks volumes. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Going to Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administration Conference. Go ahead.
Okay, so number 3 on the agenda is the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administration Conference. This takes place in March. All the athletic directors, this is our conference that we go to. It's held Wednesday through Sunday. We go over pretty much all the new rules. The state of Michigan's there. So out of the 750 athletic directors there are in the state of Michigan, last year we had 600 show up to this conference, and that's at all levels. So this is something every AD goes to. And, you know, we bring back the different ideas, the different rules that are going on. You know, obviously, I know I spoke on this last year about the changes that, you know, Michigan high school sports is going through right now. With just the number of different sports are adding, you know, a lot of people doing girls flag football just started. Boys volleyball is now starting. We like to implement those. However, we do not have the capability of facilities at the moment. We just don't have enough room, period. Like wrestling right now, I'm still trying to find room. Hopefully they'll be your neighbor here at this building. But moving forward, when the new facilities are built, then we can have a little bit more access to outside, might be able to do some more stuff for add non more sports, obviously. Same thing with middle school starting to separate boys and girls soccer. Right now it's a combo that's starting in the spring. As of right now, we're going to wait and see how we can do in participation before we jump on that wheel. But the conference goes over numerous things like this that we do. So I'd just like to get your approval to go to that conference like we did last year. So
Thank you. You can move on to number 2 unless there's any questions from the board. regarding the conference? Nope. You can move on to the family rehab care.
Okay, so this is the big one. I know last year we spoke, and also when I first became the interim AD, the importance of an athletic trainer. I know last year I kind of was wanting to see if we could hire one within, speaking with Mr. Wager and some of the staff, just trying to understand the insurance. Also, I know Edwina, when we spoke, how the insurance would go up. We just didn't see a fit at that time. Right now, the demand for athletic trainers are just as high as they were before. So what we've done last year, we hired Family Health, which is right there next to McDonald's on Telegraph. What I like about them, they're right down the street. They have EMTs and they also have athletic trainers that they send to us every day. They're there from 2:30 to 9 on Saturdays also. In the past, what I did is I brought every game from junior high to high school. So like example for the fall, we have the soccer co-ed, football, middle school, those sports along with all the high school sports, which is soccer and everything, volleyball, indoor, outdoor, and football, all at the high school. The reason why I did this is because traveling to Heritage Park for a soccer game and then coming back over to West for a practice, and I got practice over at the high school, and then I got a soccer game at the high school, and then in the spring I have 4 different baseball locations. It's a safer fit for our kids. So if there is an injury from 6th grade, the seniors, that there'll be someone on that facility grounds to be able to take care of our kids. And you guys know safety is my number one issue. So I really try to put that into place. So last year they charged us $45 for a practice and $60 for a game, okay, per hour. So last year we always had a game going on and practice at the same time. So what they did is they charged us $60 pretty much every day because technically they were at the game, but I had a practice going on inside or a practice going on in the field, or I had a practice going on next door. So anytime there was a game, they just billed us $60 for 4 hours or 6 hours. So I talked with Jason, the owner of Family Health, and we come to an agreement at 55, would be a standard rate throughout the entire time. So it is a very costly bill, but obviously we need it. I mean, you can't put a price on safety in our kids. So the money, 55 an hour, basically looking 30 hours a week, give or take a couple hours on top of the EMS that we've hired to be at our games. We have definitely spending a lot of money in that area. So I like to go $55 across the board. This way there's no, well, there was a game technically, but this hour was this hour, it makes it a lot cleaner. And this way it's easier to keep track of the books too. And there obviously can't be no confusion. So that's why I like to go to 55 and get that agreement. Just one standard rate per hour.
Is that come out of the athletic budget or the general fund?
It's athletic budget. Yeah. We're allocated so much money
Right.
to it. And then also too, talking with Mr. Gribble, we added another big chunk, about another $2,000 for EM for the ambulance to be on site at every home game. Just because we have to have it. I'm going to give you an example. Last Thursday is probably one of the hardest days of my life ever, being in these shoes, a coach's shoes. I had 4 ambulances show up, 1 on site and 3 more that came in. I had a diabetic shock. Then he went into almost diabetic coma. They saved him. I had a girl pass out, literally freeze up where she couldn't move her arms and legs. Where I had to actually, first time I ever brought an ambulance on the track to drive around. And we have our emergency action plan that we have, that me and my staff, that we make sure kids are where they're supposed to be, staff's where they're supposed to, everything's cleared out, where they're supposed to go, where my medics are supposed to be. Thank God we trained that a lot because it worked out perfect. So just having that into place, Thursday was definitely day I won't forget. Thankfully, everybody is okay. They were all Wyandotte kids. I mean, it was 4 Wyandotte kids, 2 cheerleaders, a player, and the player didn't even get off the bus yet and was in, having his Dexcom, his phone was off and his sugar was at 20. So we were able to get him where he needed to get to. So having these things for athletics, the training there every day, and having these EMNs there for football, because obviously it's the most sport that you get the most injuries. So the $55 is something that it's a great deal right now in the current market.
And when they're at our school, they're also not just for our kids, obviously, they're helping the kids that like come to our school that might get hurt.
Yeah,
correct? Like they're
yeah,
not, the other schools aren't bringing their own trainers. I know
No.
sometimes they
They
do.
do, like for football games, sometimes they'll bring their own trainers, like on a Friday night, you'll see most of the trainers travel with the football team just because you got 60 kids on the sideline and there's so, you need to tape a finger, an ankle, you got all these different things that can happen. Water is the main thing. So yeah, sometimes they do travel. We don't, just because we communicate well with the other school districts and the trainers, so.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, we'll move on. Is it Forte or Fort?
Fort Fitness.
Okay, Fort Fitness.
So for the past year, we've been doing our homework about getting a new weight room. My goal was to get a weight room that would also help the PE teachers, would also get more kids involved, and especially to target our young ladies that really are afraid to go into weight room because of intimidation, for one. Two, the cleanliness of it. Three, not knowing how to use the weights. So what we did is, between the PE teachers, Dr. Antea, our principal there, which is really big into weightlifting, we've come up with a plan, an agenda of what we needed for the past 6 months. And then we put it out for bid last month, and December 10th was the day we opened the bids up. And we have 7 bids, which I think you guys have a copy of all the bids. The lowest one was 59,000 and the highest one was, I think, 99,000. So what I did is I talked to Edwina and I said, well, hey, let's do this. I said, obviously there's a reason why that's 59. Let me find out. Well, obviously it's not what we want. So I was very descriptive and I was very on point, exactly what we needed for our kids. I wanted the type of color. I wanted the stainless steel. It can only be 90 inches high, because in the weight room, people don't realize we have our fire things come down. So it doesn't, you don't measure to the pole. You got to measure where the fire sprinklers come down. So 90 inches tall, they had to accommodate us. So the one that was real low, obviously, when I talked to them, they don't even remember sending it a bid, for one. So the other ones I went to and I talked to Edwina and I said, listen, I'm going to call each one. And I'm really big on the references and pictures. So what I did is I went through and I called these different places that they had references. I kept notes. This company here, the gentleman's name, their rep is Cougar. I went through and I called these schools: Niles, Michigan, Pequot County. There's a couple other ones that I went through. I put it in the notes when I sent it to you guys, but every one of them has just been flat, nothing but great things to say. Out of all those, the only negative thing was that when the one guys got theirs done just after COVID, they had to wait 2 months longer, which obviously was explainable. And he says, these had it done for 5 years now, and it looks identically the same as when they first put it in. And that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear this good relationship. If any blemishes or whatnot, it was taken care of. So we decided that was our best bet, to go with them. Just because of the experience, what I was able to see talking to other athletic directors in the state. Obviously, I didn't know any of them. So that's what we decided to go with, which they're pretty much right in the middle. 80,000 pretty much was the give or take where everything was. So that's why I would like to go with. But get your blessing on that one. And that's pretty much what I have for you today.
Thank you.
Any questions, guys, about
Any questions?
hope to see you in the weight room with me? Can we break it up?
A little bit long.
Fair enough. Also, homecoming's Friday. If anyone's coming, please let me know. We'll have a hospitality thing set up in the end zone, tables and chairs, food. So everyone's more than welcome.
What time
Bring
to
a
start the
spouse.
game?
Game starts at 7. I like you guys there at 6:30, just so I can get on the field, and I have everything barricaded off, and so everything's organized. So well, if
Thank
you get there later, let me know. If you need special parking accommodations, let me know. I'll make sure you get it. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate what you do.
Student reading statements.
So we have a few reinstatements for this evening. I know you guys were sent this stuff previously. Did anybody have any questions on those?
Well, the only question I had was when we have reinstatements, because to me, they're very important. We need an admin to be present in case any of us have questions regarding the reinstatements. That I know the two of you attend a lot of them, but from what I recall, you can't take notes, you can't take anything out. So the
It's
only
just
ones
on
that
memory.
have the backup are the admin. So is there any way that we can strongly suggest that when these reinstatements come to the board, one of the two admins that are involved in it need to be present?
Absolutely, I do not disagree.
So
Yeah, go
we
ahead.
have a policy meeting on Monday, and so that is on the agenda
Okay.
to address the policy. So that
Is
is
it
definitely.
will of the board to move forward with this? We can table them if people are not comfortable.
Well, I was gonna suggest that, some of these I think are more clear cut than others.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to postpone one, I'd be more than happy to support the postponement. But I think we should postpone as necessary.
Well, me personally, when I read the backup or what little bit that we got, it had enough information that I was satisfied, and you know, I complain a lot about the reinstatement, so.
So do you want to postpone all of them?
Pardon me?
Do you want
No,
to?
she's saying she's
Oh, no,
good
no,
to
no,
move.
I-
You're good to go now.
I'm comfortable going ahead with them.
I am too. Okay,
Yeah.
these
All right.
particular five I am, but your general point I agree with. Because
Right,
we get some really complicated ones. These so far don't look that way.
right. These are
Okay.
kind of cut and dry.
Yes.
Exactly, and then you have to kind of trust the judgment of our fellow board members as well, as they were sitting there. Any other further discussion on that? Okay, now we have public comment regarding agenda items only. Is there anybody who wishes to address the board with regard to anything on the agenda for discussion items? Anyone online?
One on one.
Who is it?
Oh, yeah, two.
Stacy.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, this is Stacy Vespremi. I'd be happy to represent admin. I was at those reinstatements if there are any questions.
Thank you, Stacy. I think that we are all good. I think
Yeah.
we're fine.
Okay, thank you. I just don't want to hold up these kiddos getting back in school. Thank you.
We appreciate that. Thank you. One more?
Hi, this is Scope. I just want to commend Sarah on her SBI club. They really do great things. The kids are very excited about that club, and she was very good about trying to follow policy and procedure and getting her account set up. Also, as far as fundraisers go, I know Stephanie, you asked, all fundraisers go through Dr. Antea's office. We keep track of the money, and Bobby keeps track of the accounts and money coming in and out. So we try to keep good track of that. And I also want to commend Coach Simons. He's doing a really good job. And the new weight room, just the flooring alone looks great. And getting those things for our kids is extremely important. So thank you. That's all I had.
Thanks, Scope. Anyone else online? No one else in the audience? All right, we will move on to action items.
Action item number 1 is the Student Bureau of Investigation, SBI Forensics Club Activity Account. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the Student Bureau of Investigation, SBI Forensics Club Activity Account for Taylor High School as outlined above. Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Ms. Black, second by Mr. Madarsky. Ms. Fields,
Yes.
Ms. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Madarsky,
Yes.
Mr. Morris,
Yes.
Ms. Shufelt is a yes, Mr. Westfall,
Yes.
Ms. Black.
Yeah.
That passes 7-0. Number 2 is the MIAA conference. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve Christopher Simons to attend the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administration Association Conference in Grand Traverse, Michigan, March 11th, 2026 through March 15th, 2026. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Morris. Is there support?
Second.
Support by Mr. Westfall. Ms. Fields?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Medarsky?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Shufelt is a yes. Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Ms. Block?
Yes.
That passes 7-0. Number 3 is the Family Rehab Center. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the extension of the current trainer's contract with the Family Rehab Care Center at the rate of $55 an hour. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Block. Is there a second?
Support.
Support by Mr. Morris. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Medarsky?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Shufelt is a yes. Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Ms. Block?
Yes.
Ms. Fields?
Yes.
That passes 7-0. Number 4 is the Fort Fitness. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the bid for the Fort Fitness in the amount of $80,089.95. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Westfall. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Mr. Morris. Mr. Medarsky?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Shufelt is a yes. Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Ms. Block? Ms. Fields?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
That passes 7-0. Student reinstatement number 0109172025, policy number 5610.03. The review committee has recommended the Board of Education approve the conditional reinstatement of student number 0109172025. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Morris. Is there support?
Support.
By Ms. Block. Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Shufelt is a yes. Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Ms. Block?
Yes.
Ms. Fields?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Medarsky?
Yes.
That passes 7-0. Student reinstatement number 20209172025, policy number 5610.03. The review committee is recommending the Board of Education approve the conditional reinstatement of student number 0209172025. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Block. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Mr. Morris. Ms. Shufelt is a yes. Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Ms. Block?
Yes.
Ms. Fields?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Medarsky?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
That passes 7-0. Student reinstatement number 0309172025, policy number 5610.03. The review committee is recommending the Board of Education approve the conditional reinstatement of student number 0309172025. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Block. Is there support?
Support.
By Mr. Morris. Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Ms. Block?
Yes.
Ms. Fields?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Medarsky?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Shufelt is a yes. That passes 7-0. Student reinstatement number 0409172025, policy number 5610.03. The review committee is recommending the Board of Education approve the conditional reinstatement of the student number 0409172025. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Morris. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Ms. Block. Ms. Block?
Yes.
Ms. Fields?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Medarsky?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Shufelt is a yes. Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
That passes 7-0. Student reinstatement number 0509172025, policy number 5610.03. The review committee is recommending the Board of Education approve the conditional reinstatement of student number 0509172025. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Morris. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Mr. Westfall. Ms. Fields?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Medarsky?
No.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Ms. Sheffield is a yes. Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Ms. Block?
yes,
That passes 6-1.
All right, now we have the superintendent's report, and I'm gonna leave that all to you, Becky. Poor man, he's doing it. Okay, good. I have a little more faith now, it's gonna work out really well.
Good evening, everyone. I know I couldn't be here in person tonight because I am at the MASA conference in Traverse City this week, but I still felt it was very important for me to be able to give a superintendent's report and give an update on a few items. The first thing we've been kind of coming back to quite a bit, and we want to keep giving updates on how we are improving and moving our strategic plan forward. And the one I want to talk about tonight is our goal regarding communication and community engagement. The Taylor School District, this is the goal we wrote, that the Taylor School District will create a communication policy that will outline expectations and lists of available tools to our staff, students, and families to promote student success and improve district communication. Part of that goal was our year one task of surveying the community on what their communication preferences are. We sent a survey to parents on 9/4/25, and this was sent at both the district level and at the individual building levels. When I started to create this presentation, we had 255 people that had participated, but last I looked, we were nearing 270. And this was many more than what we had answer the survey for the strategic plan. So I think this is a testament that our switch to Parent Square is really paying off, and we are driving better community engagement with our communication systems. So getting into the results, we asked a series of questions that we had asked to be ranked on a 1 to 5 scale, with 5 being very satisfied, 1 being very dissatisfied. The very first question we asked was, how satisfied are you with the communication you currently receive from your child's school? And this came to an average of a 4.22, and you can clearly see that we had 51% of our respondents think they are very satisfied, while only 2% in that very dissatisfied. We asked the same question, but this time we asked them to do that rating from the school district level. And again, it stayed very similar, with most of our responses being in that very satisfied, very few in the very dissatisfied, and the average here was 4.18 for the rating. Then we asked, how clear and understandable is the communication from your school? And again, very positive results, and this came to an average of 4.3. Same question from the district level, and this one came to an average of 4.27. We then got into, what do you prefer for us as the best way to reach out to you? And clearly, overall, number one was 83% was text message, followed by Parent Square, which is 64%, and then email at 59%. And the beauty of Parent Square is that one device takes care of being able to reach out by all 3 of those means. So we can satisfy that really easily with the new tool that we are using. We then asked how often you would like to receive updates from your school. And clearly, this was 80% want to see a weekly update from our buildings. And when we asked that same question of what they'd like to see from the district level for updates, that number dropped off significantly from 80% to 46% wanting to see weekly updates. And this one saw the biggest increase in only when necessary. So it looks like our community is really saying they want to hear from the specific schools that their kids attend very often, and a little less often so much from the level that we are at the district level. So when we asked also, what are the things you want to hear from us about? I'm going to kind of go through the ones that got over 80%, because those were clearly things that our community wants to hear very much about. So the very first one, the top one, is 92% want to hear about our school closures and emergencies. So if we're having a snow day, if we're having other concerns, a building issue, they want to have that information. The second highest one was at 84%. Updates about behavior or discipline. So this would be more individualized communication coming directly from a teacher or an administrator, not necessarily something that would come through Parent Square, but maybe in terms of getting phone calls and text messages in that regard. The third highest at 82% was upcoming events. When are the things taking place in the building? When are things taking place at the district level? And then the other one that hit the 80% threshold was being informed of when there are going to be parent-teacher meetings, such as open houses, parent-teacher conferences, those kind of events, parent nights. Overall, very positive results. The comments were, for the most part, positive. Others gave us very good feedback in other ways we can improve. But I think it really shows that we are going in the right direction in terms of providing better communication to our community. As I've been giving for a while now, here is the latest update on the budget. We are still without an approved school aid budget from the state of Michigan. By law, that budget was required to be approved by July 1st, just like we were required to approve our budget by July 1st. Now we are sitting on September 17th, and no budget is yet been passed. So where this leaves us is that if no state school aid budget is approved by October 1st, we as a school district will not receive our first state aid payment from Michigan. And quite honestly, if they don't move on not just the school aid budget, but any of the budgets in Lansing, we could be facing a statewide shutdown. Now, the nice thing is we have enough money in our fund balance that we will be able to continue to operate without any other issues for the time being. That way, when they resolve the budget and when we receive our first state aid payment, we would be able to cover what expenses came out of the general fund to get us to that point. So, as I have been for a while, I want you to reach out, contact your state representatives, state senators, the governor's office, and really impress on them the need to immediately approve the school aid budget, and one that does not take money from our students for other needs. Like I've been really saying about road funding, but that looks like that's off the table at this point. But we really need every dollar that's designated in the school aid budget to remain in the school aid budget for the students, not just of Taylor, but all the students in Michigan. And they deserve much better than what we've seen so far on this issue. The last thing I want to talk about tonight, I want to give some closing thoughts here, and I will get to what you see on the screen here, which is the American Exchange Project in a moment, but I want to give some thoughts before I lead into this. I've been having some things that have really been gnawing and eating at me for the past couple of weeks. At our opening meeting that we had with all district staff, I shared that my core values that I hold dear are community, integrity, justice, and authenticity. These are the values that drive me in the decisions that I make in both my personal and professional lives. And lately, I've really struggled because one of those values that I hold dear, I see quickly eroding within our society, and that is the idea of community. The value that I know you notice because I mention it often in my communications, often in my letters, often in my reports. So a couple of weeks ago, I wrote a letter to our community in the wake of the school shooting in Minneapolis. And in that letter, I spoke about the need for us to do a better job of building community. That taking time to get to know each other and to learn about other people and learn about different beliefs and to be able to accept that people are different and that people hold different beliefs is what is vitally essential to a strong and healthy community. We need to realize that it is okay to agree to disagree. We need to realize that it is okay to compromise. And unfortunately, since I wrote that letter, we are now again in the aftermath of more bloodshed that has happened on more educational campuses around the country. We cannot continue to go on like this. I don't care where people stand politically because this is a nonpartisan issue. Violence is violence, and it cannot be tolerated. We all need to work together to stop dehumanizing people that we do not see eye to eye with, or to stop dehumanizing people that do not look like us. We are seeing every day where the politics of division is taking us, and quite frankly, it's scary. I fear that if we do not begin to find some common ground and to begin to build community again, we will only see more violent and deplorable acts take place. And I am challenging the members of our community and of all communities to reach out to other people that they may not agree with and engage them in civil conversation. Let's begin this difficult work of taking the time to understand each other before we divide our community so much that we're going to pass a point of no return. So with that in mind, I wanted to share what was one of the highlights of my past week. One of the things that gave me a little hope, a little optimism when I was feeling these feelings. It's a solution that could really change things for our students here in Taylor. And I want to thank Stephen Weatherholt, a longtime special education teacher for the Taylor School District, who has recently retired, for sending me this information on the American Exchange Program. He is currently working on introducing it in his new community up in West Branch, Michigan, and he thought it was something that we could benefit from as well, so he sent this along to me. This program is much like a foreign exchange student program, but it takes place entirely within the United States. It takes students from urban or suburban communities and runs an exchange program where those students would spend time in a rural community or vice versa. It absolutely hits at the heart of tonight's message, and I'm hoping that this is something that as a school district we will pursue in the future. So I want to close by sharing the video of this program with all of you because I know it did wonders to help me through my thoughts, and I can see where this absolutely can help us bridge that divide that we're seeing in our community and in communities all across the United States.
American Exchange Project.
The American Exchange Project.
It's called the American Exchange Project.
It was honestly the best experience of my life.
We at the American Exchange Project have created a first of its kind, free, domestic exchange program. We send kids in the summer after they graduate from high school on a free week-long trip to an American town that is radically different from the one that they grew up in. Then they go back to their own hometowns and they give their version of the gift they just received.
I've always grown up in rural Texas, so I'm super excited to experience it in New York.
If they come to Kilgore, we really try to immerse you in the country way of life. We work cattle, we ride horses, we ride ATVs.
Boston, Massachusetts to Sheridan, Wyoming. Dodge City, Kansas, up the road to Palo Alto, California. The swamps of Lake Charles, Louisiana, go to the glaciers of Anchorage, Alaska.
It was something that pushed me out of my comfort zone, something that made me who I am and made me like see things in a whole new way.
Okay, 10 seconds. This program gives students the opportunity to soak in a brand new culture without ever leaving the country.
You might be surprised at just how much change actually takes root.
The best things about this program are just kind of understanding that we all want to get along. We're trying to find ways to connect to each other, and the best way is just to go talk.
It's also a chance to just get practice of going outside of your bubble that you grew up in and experience a different reality.
We're brothers now.
Our dream is that senior exchanges become as common to the high school experience as the prom. All it takes is a little bravery and the belief that most Americans are good people. And when it goes well, we're reminded that we're all in this together.
Thank you. All right, now we'll move on to the consent agenda.
Consent agenda, policy number 0166.1, policy number 6470, policy number 8640, and policy number 2304. Minutes from the regular board meeting from September 3rd, 2025, consolidated items, payment of current bills, certified, non-certified, and administrative reports, out-of-state overnight field trips, and out-of-state grant-funded conferences. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Fields. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Mr. Morris. Ms. Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Medarsky.
Yes.
Mr. Morris.
Yes.
Ms. Shufelt is a yes. Mr. Westfall.
Yes.
Ms. Block.
Yes.
Ms. Fields.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Okay. Items scheduled for the next agenda, good news, now the school's back in session, hopefully we'll be getting some good news from the schools. And then general public comments, is there anyone?
We have one little bit of good news.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Kathy, I'm
I
sorry.
was just contacted by Ms. Hernandez earlier in the week, and she just wanted to thank the board for pushing forward the furniture. They love it. It's all in there. Company came and got it put together and set up in their rooms before school started. So she wanted to thank the board.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Anyone else have good news?
I was by Taylor Parks the other day. They were really grateful for the new fencing that's up. They really appreciate it. They want to thank the board for having the new fence put up.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, now we'll move on to public comment. At this portion of public comment, you can address the board with regard to anything you'd like. So anyone in person would be to address the board.
Oh,
Anyone
you
else?
gotta read the.
What?
You
Well,
gotta-
nobody's here. If nobody's gonna do it, then I'm not
Oh.
gonna read it. I don't know, is there anybody online? No? I'm sorry? Oh, we're doing general public comment now. I'm sorry, I just came back from my trip with COVID. It's been 2 weeks, still testing positive though, but doctor assures me I'm not contagious, so, but to be double, I'm gonna wear the mask. Okay, thank you to all who came to be with us tonight. We understand the importance of continuing to keep you informed and providing an opportunity for you to be heard. Public comment will begin with those in person and move to our online audience. For those in person, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. After the in-person comment, our online audience will need to find the raise hand symbol for our moderator and to recognize you and unmute you. Please take into consideration common courtesy, refrain from any personal attacks, and keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. We will provide and assist with timekeeping, so each guest will be able to monitor their own time and know when to conclude, so all who wish to speak will have an equal opportunity to do so. As a reminder, if any questions arise during this meeting or through other avenues, Superintendent Weger or his designee will work to provide answers in a timely manner. Please note that the views and opinions expressed by individual board members are their own and do not necessarily represent the official position or consensus of the Board of Education. Now, up to you.
All right, it's Courtney Prout, 9846 Catherine. I just wanted to again ask about the Sex Education Advisory Board. Earlier this year, I was told that it would have plans to get up and running middle of October, beginning middle of September. We're kind of getting to that point and now we're a bit past that. So I just want to know what's taking so long on that. Is there a plan to get an SCAB board back up and running here in Taylor? Is there a plan to not teach sex education curriculum? I've heard it mentioned from multiple people that it's a big process and we're trying to figure it out and make sure that the plans are in motion. But I just keep being told that over and over again, and it seems as though it's just being put on the back burner.
Well, I know that with the last time I spoke to Mike about it, they were working and we were getting a policy in place. Is there anyone that's more familiar with what's happening?
We're not
supposed to talk
Stephanie was
back
on the board
during
during general public comment. But yes, it's coming to the policy meeting on Monday. So it can't do anything until it goes through the policy meeting and we only meet X amount of times. So we should have more answers after Monday.
So Monday is when you guys come up with the process of that
That's
application.
when we'll
and-
talk with the policy committee and we'll start to lay things out. And then there's a whole process that has to go through with the readings, the first reading, the second reading, all of the things. So it is in the process and it is being worked on.
So is there a timeline? I mean, so are we just,
That
our
I-
kids are not going to be taught anything in our schools until
I
you guys
don't
come up
have
with that
any of those
process?
answers for you right now. Mike can get them back to you when he returns.
And that's the problem is I'm not getting an answer back from Mike. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm asking this question over and over again. I'm not receiving the answer. And it's like, if our kids are going to start learning these things in school, like we want a voice, right? That's what the whole CAB is about, is a parent having a voice. And at this point now we're just keep saying over and over again, somebody else will answer and just keep sending it to the next person. And there has to come a point where either you're not teaching it in Taylor or our voice needs to be heard.
The policy committee meeting that is open to the public, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, because it's going to be posted on the door, so.
Is that posted on the website? I don't see, I mean, also today, the issue today was like the agenda wasn't posted this morning until this morning, which, I mean, it was like 10 o'clock by the time it actually was posted. I was on there last night at midnight. I checked again at 4 a.m. I didn't have that pop up. I have screenshots to prove that. So it's like, these are things that are also an issue, is like, we don't know what's on these board meetings. So we have to come here every time, grab the agenda from the back to know what's going on. So like for example, and I know Modarski already spoke to that before at one point, you know, that these things aren't given out in a proper amount of time. And it's like, it really isn't. Because I mean, I had to wait till 10 o'clock this morning to see what you guys were going to talk about today on the agenda. But so if the policy, it is open to public, if that's possible, is there a way that is that going to be online? Is that like
I believe that they're online, but they are open to the public.
It's 6 o'clock, right?
No, it's
No,
at 12:30 on Monday.
So this
Okay.
is stuff that.
So that's the lunch one. Okay, that's the lunch one, I call it. Okay, 12:30.
Is it listed under board meetings on the Taylor website?
I'm not
'Cause
sure.
I don't
how
see
they
that.
list it.
The only thing I see are the committee of the whole meetings and these on there.
And where is it located? I mean, how does a parent attend?
Here in the board office.
So just come to the board office. Okay.
12:30
They're
Monday.
Posted online, they should be, like. Yeah, those need to be posted online because they are public meetings, so moving forward.
Yeah.
Is there public comment at those meetings or is that just for public to listen? There's public comment?
Any open meeting, there would be public comment, yeah.
For sure.
Right, okay, so you guys take into consideration, like, when you're talking about those situations, I mean, is that something that I need to tell parents to come and show up to, so that way we have a voice there at that meeting when you're changing policies, or is it something that you guys are gonna change it no matter what, and we're just here to listen and hear you guys do it? I'm just kind of figuring that one out.
I can help with that a little bit. And so we have the policy meeting, and then whatever is discussed there and decided there, it'll be brought here, it'll have a first reading, and then we'll have another meeting go, and then it'll be a second reading. And so that period between the two meetings is supposed to be when, you know, we present it officially to the public, if you weren't at the policy meeting. And then you have that 2-week inter period to, you know, give feedback back to either the superintendent or the board or anyone else you feel would be part of that conversation.
Okay, all right, well, thank you for explaining that, I appreciate it.
Thank
you.
Hello, my name is Patrick. 26665 Eureka Road.
Say it one more time.
2665 Eureka Road, Taylor, Michigan. So I am here to kind of get an update on TNT 280 robotics team. I know that you guys have, to my knowledge, concluded your investigation.
This would be more of a Mike
My
question.
question, I know that there's been discussion, they've sent us some information, but nothing has been officially decided yet.
But
Yeah.
Everyone agree with that?
So,
I believe that they are trying to find out how many students are still want to be involved in it.
So that's why I'm here to talk to you guys today. Firstly, about the kids. The current team members are looking to leave. They're not leaving robotics, but they're going to leave the Taylor School District robotics team and go to other school districts. So to try and impress upon you guys the timeline here, you're gonna have 0 kids here in a minute. If you guys don't have a conclusion to this. And not even that, you're not even gonna have 0 kids. The mentors are looking to move to other teams now. So right now you guys have the skeleton to build a team. In about a month, you're gonna have nothing. It's all gonna go away. In addition to that, I know that you guys are trying to set up a system for like a class, like a mechatronics course or something. We want to help you guys with that. That'd be sick. That'd be great. But the fact is that still as far as I understand, Mr. Gribble would like to move us into the gymnasium over here, and this is not a school building. This is an administrative building, and I don't think you guys are gonna bus kids over here for a course. So this is still gonna be an after-school program. We'd love to work in like a partnership with you guys, like, you know, have kids do the mechatronics course and do robotics, but you're still gonna end up having a robotics club that's not your mechatronics course. So waiting for a mechatronics course, you know, to continue having the robotics team really doesn't make that much sense. In addition to that, we totally get the whole Michigan state budget, you know, for schools, and you guys need every penny that you guys can get. Which is again why we need you guys to make a decision on this. The more time that we wait, the less time we have to look for sponsors. It's $6,300 to register the team. That's not counting how much it takes to build the robot. We estimate we can get by on around $3,000 because we can cannibalize our previous robots to build a new one. That still takes money. So we understand that it has been a tumultuous period with this. I understand that you guys have had to go through your process for doing your investigation and everything that includes. If you guys don't act soon, you're not going to have a decision to make because it's just going to be gone.
Thank you.
That's about it. If you guys have any questions for me, I can answer them.
Well, I just wanted to comment that after the last time you spoke, I did ask for some more information and I've yet to get anything.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I was really hoping to get a lot of stuff and I've gotten nothing. So maybe I'll get your contact information after this because I have no background on this whatsoever.
Gotcha.
Other than what I'm picking up from people reading online, but I actually asked for official documents. Nothing.
Yeah, just to let you guys know, the kids, most of the kids and some of the mentors are planning to move to Melvindale. But there's no bus that goes there, so a lot of the kids are just gonna be relying on their parents or other students who might have a vehicle. And so some of these kids who were on the team won't be moving to another team because they won't have access, they won't have rides there, transportation. And I understand you're trying to assess, you know, what the interest is, right? What the student interest is.
There's a whole process because there was an investigation.
Yeah.
So we can't deviate from that process. And I don't know where we are on it now, but I do know that they were planning on trying to find out how many students were interested in continuing.
So if I may, and I understand that I'm not a school district employee, so you may not be able to use this. But there are parties, students, parents of students that were on the team, right? That were mentors. Me, who's a alumni of the team, we're willing to do recruitment. We can bring the robot into the school like we used to do when Kennedy was up. We used to bring the robot into the school. We used to drive it around the classrooms. We used to let other kids who weren't on the team drive the robot. The robot's still there from last year. We can bring it in. We can see what who kids might want to actually join the team who weren't on the team before. And, you know, I don't know, try and save it because like I said, in a month, it's going to be gone. So, yeah, thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address the board? Anyone online? Oh, we have someone else. Sorry, I don't have my teacher voice on tonight. I'm just.
Oh, it's okay. I know it's going around respiratory disease. My husband has, you know, the man flu.
Yeah, no fun.
Okay, so my name's Shannon Seco. I am the chapter chair, Moms for Liberty for Wayne County. I am here today, first of all, to say Happy Constitutional Day. Happy Constitution Day. Today is the anniversary of the birth of America, self-government, September 17th, 1987, when our founding fathers, through the grit and grace, signed the U.S. Constitution, the day of celebration, everything we can stand for, justice, education, and truth. And I am happy to say that we provided all the 8th graders and most of the schools here with their own constitution. So they get to read the Constitution and they get to sign it and learn about their amendment. So I wanted just to touch on the First Amendment, since I'm going over this, we're protecting free speech in public schools. I have a guide here I can leave with you guys. And it's very important to know the First Amendment gives everyone the right to speak and not to speak, even in the classroom. The first thing is students cannot be forced to affirm beliefs they do not agree with, okay? And the key question is, the students can't be required to say the Pledge of Allegiance or identify where they fall on that oppression matrix, okay? So a little thing is, when I was growing up, my family were Jehovah's Witnesses, and we couldn't stand for the flag and say the Pledge of Allegiance. So that was accepted. There was nothing to say about that. So that's an example, another example of freedom of speech in the classroom. Just wanted to give you an example of that. And then next, I talked about the surveys last time I was here. There was Branching Minds was doing a presentation. I wanted to go into a couple points about that because I didn't have much time. I wanted to come and explain what would that look like for the parents with social emotional learning, applying that in the district, what it would look like, right? There's many parents that are opting out of this, mainly because a lot of the questions, what it is, it's universal screening. So they're screening the kids, okay? And then they're creating interventions for the children. And some of the practices are because children's misbehaving. So you're doing it as a proactive thing, which a lot of people say. But what that is, it's actually psychologically profiling the children in a way, it's targeting those at-risk students. So the school counselors, the teachers, administrators, they use that data from the screeners to implement, increase the intervention for everyone whom they determine to additionally do mental health support. So my concern is with mental health, doing that in the schools, is it should be done with the parents' consent, right? We need to implement, yes, they're now about the surveys, but when you're implementing mental health support, you should have the parents completely involved with all of that. So that is my biggest thing right there, is parental consent. And then also, many of these screening questions, they do include details of the theory and family dynamics in the home, okay? And it affects the children's behavior in the schools. And then the family's information, it does get tracked, data mining. I want you to look into this. That is transmitted and it's permanently in the child's record, okay? It's permanently in the record and it goes to the state and it goes to Washington. So I just want you to remember those points, to really look into these programs and ask these questions. If you have any other questions or concerns, let me know. I have a lot more information. And thank you for your time, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address the board? Anyone online?
We have one online.
Yep, go ahead.
Is that for me? I'm sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, my name is Billy. I am with Moms for Liberty, the Wayne County chapter. And I wanted to speak on the agenda. I was going through your guys' bylaws. And Moms for Liberty, we're here to help support the teachers, the students, and the school board members. When you are in your bylaws, you have it stated, I'm not going to read the whole part of the bylaws, but it's a section that to notify. The agenda for a regular meeting shall be made available to each board member so as to provide proper time for the members to study the agenda. The agenda should be mailed no later than 3 days prior to the meeting. And for the special meetings, it should be available 24 hours. So, and I'm assuming with comments that have been made by other board members that that is not occurring. They are not receiving the agenda 3 days prior, which it's stated in your bylaws. Also, your teachers are not receiving it, which in your with the Taylor Teachers Union, in their contract, they are supposed to receive the agenda 48 hours before the meeting. So I highly recommend, and I know you guys are a newer board, because forget the word, but I know you guys are a newer board. I really think you guys need to go over your bylaws because you guys are violating them. Not just your bylaws, but the Open Meetings Act. You have 18 hours to have this stuff. And that was at midnight and it was nothing has been posted. So not only do you need to go over your bylaws, but you also have to go and need to go over your Open Meetings Act. Now, Moms for Liberty does provide on our website free for every school board member to have a training session, and you do it at your own leisure. So I would love for you guys to just look us up, momsforliberty.com. You go on there, candidate, or school board member, and you can go ahead and do the course for school board training. Also, there is going to be in Lansing another school board training done by Mackinac Center and Great Lakes Education Project. It's October 11th. It's from 9 to 4:30, and lunch will be included. Now for this training, it's $25. If you guys are interested, you can just send me an email or a message, or one of the my sisters there, Shannon, she can also give you the information for that if any of the school board members are interested in the link to attend this meeting for school board training in Lansing, or our website for the free training that you can do on your own leisure. I also want to real quick, we do hold our local meetings in Taylor, and we always have different speakers from all different realms of education come in and speak to the parents and educate. And we have teachers that attend, we have other school board members that attend from other districts. And I would like to invite you guys to one of our meetings. And if you guys want more information to that, Shannon can give you guys information for our next meeting to invite you guys to that, just to get to know us, and also where we could help you guys also for the future, and we can all work together. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else online? Nope. Okay.
Oh, we got one more.
Oh, do we?
No.
You just got somebody online.
Oh, two more.
Okay.
It's contagious.
Go ahead, we'll go Crystal first.
Hello. I had a question. Is there any way that you guys are able to postpone the policy meeting because the public just found out and the parents of Taylor would need more time to go through the information? So if you guys could please rethink this, we would appreciate it. And my name is Crystal Paulson. I'm the vice chair of Moms for Liberty. Have a nice day.
You. So.
Hello, everybody. Sorry to be on again. I just wanted to remind you that we're having a great week at Taylor High with our Spirit Week. We have homecoming coming up this weekend. We would love to see you at the parade, the game. Mrs. Fields has already volunteered to chaperone for the dance, so I'm super excited about that. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so anything that you would like to participate in, we would love to have you. So like Coach Simon said earlier, we have a little hospitality tent. And if you would like to join us, we would be more than happy to have you. So the kids are having a great time. Freshmen are winning the dress up day so far. They're super excited. So just wanted to kind of remind you that's coming up. So thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else online? Going once,
I think we're
twice, 3 times, board comments, board member comments.
I'll start. So just 3 things that were brought up that I generally agree with. First of all, we do need a hard deadline for the agenda. Okay. This was discussed when I first got here in January and February. It was kind of like, well, we'll just keep it like a soft deadline. We'll be very vague and say, we'll get it to you in a good time. And that's not how deadlines work. File your taxes, it's April 15th, midnight. That's a deadline. So at the policy meeting, I'm going to recommend a deadline for the agenda to be posted to the public. And I think Friday at 5 p.m. would be appropriate. That would give the public all weekend to look at it, Monday and Tuesday, and then obviously we meet. But the idea of having a deadline that's not really a deadline is not really acceptable. A deadline is a day and it's a time. I think everyone knows that. That's what we tell our kids. We can do the same ourselves. Going on to the robotics program, yeah. I think we need a lot more information about this. I've been told there's an investigation. No one tells me who's investigating. Is it the police? Is it the FBI? We have a grand jury. No one knows. So yeah, we can't just drag this on forever. Were there police reports filed? A lot of this is probably public. I don't think the whole thing is secret. We're not dealing with, national security stuff here. We should have some background information as to where we're at and who's doing it. And then finally, regarding the Open Meetings Act and other things, back in January, I did request from our corporate counsel that we have some orientation on these legal matters, such as the Open Meetings Act, such as the Freedom of Information Act. Just a lot of legal issues, student privacy, for example. Tough laws here in Michigan. We have to know that. So we have not had any orientation from our corporate counsel, and that's not acceptable either. So basically everything people brought up, I agree with. I'm going to try to bring them up to policy meeting. And if people did want to postpone or cancel a policy meeting, I would absolutely vote for that too. Because yeah, you can't do it at 12:30. Everyone works, and there hasn't been proper notice to the public either. So.
Well, I tend to have to disagree somewhat with that. Simply because the Open Meetings Act is followed as far as posting and how it's posted. The meetings change because people's schedules change. So I think that the law has been followed as far as posting the meeting. And a lot of times there's nothing in there that says you have to post an agenda. You have to post the meeting. You don't have to provide an agenda prior to a meeting.
Okay, and if I could respond to that then, because we have brought this up before. I am not alleging anyone violated the law. The Open Meetings Act essentially dates back to the 70s when everything was mailed. I'm not alleging the law was violated. I'm saying almost all modern public bodies, county commissions, school boards, city councils go above and beyond the minimum. And that's what I'm suggesting we do. Instead of just saying, well, the law says 18 hours. Yeah, you're right about that. The law sets a lot of minimums, but we should try to go above and beyond that and set higher standards. Most boards I'm familiar with usually have a 3 to 7 day window. So I just want to vote on a date and then at least, or a day and a time frame, if you will, and then that's it. No one's saying we're violating the law. We're saying we can be better than the law because the goal here is to provide maximum transparency to the public. And probably the reason the legislature has not revisited this in all these years is because nobody really follows the 18-hour rule. Everybody is 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 7 days. We're probably one of the only boards I could ever find, to be honest, that doesn't have a deadline for the agenda, that we keep having this discussion. We're not breaking the law, but we need to set a deadline, and that's it, and stick to it.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. There's no one else, and I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion.
Support.
Okay, motion by Stephanie Schufeld, support by Kathy Fields. Mordarski,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Shufel.
Yes.
Westfall.
Yes.
Block,
Yes.
Fields.
Yes.
And Moore, yes, is a yes. It passes 7-0. Adjourned at 7:24 PM.